Hello everyone, I'm Michael Arnett. I'm here with my brother and father in Nigeria. We're here to provide prosthetic care to Christians who are persecuted for their faith in northern Nigeria. Our goal is to not only provide prosthetic care for these individuals, but also to provide continued care and a sustainable prosthetic facility in Nigeria. Prosthetic care is not available in northern Nigeria. There is some limited prosthetic care available in the south, but it is very crude and not really usable in the rough terrain that Nigerians deal with daily. Starting in 2001, religious conflict broke out in Jos, which is central North Nigeria, and in between the Muslim north and the Christian south. This conflict has spread throughout all of the northern area of Nigeria, where Christians are persecuted for their faith by Muslim extremists. Central to this conflict is the terrorist organization called Boko Haram. The term Boko Haram means Western education is sin. Boko Haram has been at work in Nigeria since 2001 in many church and business bombings, as well as local attacks with machetes and AK-47s. Boko Haram is an international terrorist organization funded by Al-Qaeda, and their goal is to take northern Nigeria and ultimately southern Nigeria under Muslim control and Sharia law. It's all part of a larger plan to take the continent of Africa, focusing on Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya. Boko Haram has killed hundreds of pastors. Many of the Christians we're treating were in churches or in their homes when they were targeted specifically because of their Christian faith. Many of these Christians are not killed, but are missing limbs from bomb blasts or bullet wounds. We want to solve this problem by not only providing prosthetic care and building it right here in Nigeria, but also to establish a local clinic with locals who are able to continue providing prosthetic care and become credentialed. There are 4 basic steps to make a prosthetic. First step is to take a cast and measurements of the patient's limb. We then use that cast, generally taken with plaster of Paris, and we pour that negative cast into a positive mold to start to build our prosthetic. The next step is the modification of that mold, where we grind down plaster and create release for bony prominences and a proper shape for proper weight bearing. When we've completed the mold, we take materials like carbon, acrylics, and plastics and mold it over the mold using heat or chemical activation. This hardens and produces our prosthetic socket. We can then mount the prosthetic knee or foot or hand to the socket to make our prosthetic. Once we've completed our prosthesis, we put it on the patient, make any adjustments in height or alignment that we need to, as well as training for the patient to use the prosthetic in the field. Learning to walk on a prosthetic can take a number of weeks or months depending on the amputation level. It involves a lot of effort on the part of the patient. These patients will need continued prosthetic care to be provided locally for repairs and adjustments as they learn to use their prosthetic.